We made a video from Ripper's point of view. It's an idea of how the Indoraptor must have felt from birth. We even made a video about the intelligence of the Indoraptor and the fact that he seems very curious and doesn't usually immediately attack something unless he sees it as a threat. Well, because of that, we're really excited when we discovered a Redditor who proposed a theory on the Indoraptor being more like blue than we previously thought. Redditor SHELBADAWN poses a theory similar to what we've been saying, but actually goes more into detail and answers a lot of questions if the theory is in fact true. And here it is. SHELBADAWN says, in Jurassic World, we are introduced to this new created version of a raptor, and it is an aggressive killing machine. My theory is that the Indoraptor is actually capable of compassion. In the movie, we are introduced to this new raptor by its creators who sing its praises for its potential to be weaponized and its ability, to be controlled by the laser. However, its creators admit that they do not know everything about this new species, even going too far as call it a prototype. They are adamant that they need Blue to finish their research on this new raptor. We are later shown a video of how unusual of a dinosaur Blue is, as Chris Pratt demonstrates weakness in front of Blue's siblings by crouching and whimpering. Delta and presumably the rest of them attempt to attack him. When he does it in front of Blue, however, she approaches him cautiously and appears to try and comfort him. During the part of the movie where we see the Indoraptor in action, it is constantly being provoked. The military men attempt to tranquilize it, and Ken tries to do the same, pulls his tooth, so it attacks. When it escapes and encounters humans, it is met with loud screaming and running, and is eventually shot at. This whole time, the raptor is very vicious and apparently ruthless, and we assume that this is because it is a killing machine. However, when the young girl escapes the glass enclosure and runs into her room to hide under the blanket, as a young child would, we see the raptor behaving completely differently than we have seen in the past. Just an FYI, to digress, I would not run under my blanket. Knowing that there's a monster there, the last thing I would do is do that. If anything, I'd hide under the closet or someplace really high up, like the top of a bookshelf or something. Just saying, as intelligent as Maisie is, that was a really stupid move. Okay, now back to the theory. We know that it is an incredible tracker, and this young girl is clearly audible in spite of her efforts to remain quiet. But instead of pouncing on her and ripping her to shreds, the raptor cautiously approaches the whimpering and cowering girl. It reaches out its claw towards her slowly, and we assume this is meant to harm her, but we do not know that for sure as her hero, Chris Pratt, enters the room, guns ablazing. My theory is that the raptor had never heard weakness before, only aggression or attempts to control it, and if given the chance, would have attempted to comfort the girl. Based on its uncharacteristic behavior and the girl's evident display of weakness, the poor Indoraptor never knew any better. Well, this is an amazing theory and most certainly would explain why Ripper did not attack Maisie. In both cases, when she was backing into the cage and lying in her bed, she was displaying weakness and fear. Ripper seemed to tentatively reach out his paw gently to try and comfort her, but not really knowing how. Ripper also never immediately attacked something unless it was posed as a threat. Ken was trying to shoot at him, people were screaming at him and shocking him. He was attracted to Maisie because she never tried to do any of those things. He became agitated when she screamed and ran away, but what would he really have done if he had caught up with her? We saw that he actually did something or didn't do anything when she was in her bedroom, and for what it looked like, he was curious. It was very clear that when he caught up to her, he was fascinated when she wasn't running away from him, where he could just observe her. Chances are he probably would not have killed her, at least not right away, and if she had talked back to him in a gentle voice, it is possible, it's possible he would have tried to understand her the way Blue was with Owen, cocking his head back and forth. However, Ripper is still an animal, and when his killer instincts are activated, it's hard to put them back in the box. We saw this with Blue and Owen. When Owen went into the cage to save the worker in Jurassic World, Blue did not attack him, and it seemed as though if he stayed there longer, she would have eventually done so. She and the other raptors only went after Owen when he ran away from them. That showed a sign of weakness, however, they had already been in semi-killing mode. We can say that Ripper didn't attack Maisie because she's a kid and she was wearing plot armor, and dinosaurs become weak, blubbering creatures that can't pull a kid from out of a building, although they're thousands of pounds heavier. How many times have we seen this in the Jurassic Park movies? But in many cases, the Indoraptor only seemed curious before attacking something and not totally aggressive until it made a lot of noise, ran away, or tried to attack the Indoraptor. Of course, the alternative is that it wanted to take its time killing her and it likes to incite and smell the fear coming off of its prey or something. But what further lends fuel to that theory is when it played around with Ken and didn't kill him immediately. Then again, well, Ken met Ripper with aggression by trying to shoot him with the tranks. So, if Ken had just gone up to the cage and opened it to let Ripper out, what would Ripper have done? Still, this is an amazing theory, and one that really makes you think if it were at all possible that Ripper, if given the chance, could have been rehabilitated to be as docile with humans as Blue has become. Even though I personally feel like Blue has become way more docile than she was in Jurassic World. Maybe she was just really caught off guard when that worker fell into her cage, because that's really the only time you see her being really aggressive with Owen. But thanks for watching. Let us know your thoughts, and let us know your thoughts on this theory by SHELBADAWN. It's a really amazing theory, so let us know what you guys think. This has been Alteori. You ask, we answer.